So today we are back on Outback content. I am going to be switching the wiper cowl out, and I also have new wiper blades for the front. I could probably glue that down. However, I got one off of the parts car that is in perfect shape. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and remove this. And then I cleaned, the garage is a mess, sorry. This is the one off the parts car. I'm gonna look to see which wiper blades are better. Actually, it might look like mine are. And then we'll get everything swapped over. And then the last thing we'll do is switch the wiper blades out. Like I said, I'm trying to make this car cosmetically and mechanically as good as it can be, especially if I have a parts car there. I mean, I paid for the car, but the parts are free now. So I'm gonna try to get this thing as finished up as I can before I decide to do whatever I do with the motor. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do this, and then we'll swap everything over, and then I'll show you what tools you need and all that. It's pretty easy to do this wiper cowl. So these are the tools you're gonna need. You need a 14 millimeter. You're gonna need a little tiny pick to pop the caps off of the end of the wiper arm. That one is already popped off. And then you'll need a pry tool. I use this one to get the other one off. It's just easier that way. And then you'll be able to, especially by the windshield, there's clips underneath there on each side, which actually I'll show you on the back of this piece. Somebody had already broke this before I was in there because it was actually missing a clip, but there's clips that are supposed to go in there. These just pop in, but those are a little harder to get off. That one was missing the clip altogether. So I'm gonna try to put those clips in there and see if we can, it shouldn't really matter, but again, I'm gonna try to make it as perfect as I can. So first start with the wiper arms. Go ahead and pop those caps off, and then get the arms. I'm gonna put a piece of tape underneath there to make sure that the wiper arms actually go back into their proper location. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think, well, actually there's marks on the windshield. So I'm gonna go off the dirt marks that are on the windshield as far as putting the wiper arms back in. But let me take these bolts out and get the wiper arms off, and I'll show you where to go next. Okay, so both nuts are off of the wiper arms. These should, there's little grooves on them, and they're splined on the shaft of the wiper motor. You shouldn't need a whole lot of force. These should just, you should be able to wiggle them a little bit, and they should pop up. I might not be able to do it with one hand, so let me put the camera down a minute. So it took both hands. These probably haven't been off in a really, really long time, but there's the grooves that they actually sit down in. I just kind of took it, and I don't know if I can, there you go. That's all the force it took. So let me put this other wiper to the side. And then next you can start right over here. So on both sides, if you get a little tiny pick, they'll pop up out, and then that whole piece will come out. Let me get this out and I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll go do the other side real quick. So that's what the whole thing should look like. Now that didn't come out, but it will come out. There you go. So let me set these to the side, and then I'll show you. I'm probably gonna start working on the front part next. So you'll see there's a clip there and a clip there, and if you follow underneath there, there's clips all the way across. So let me get the other side of that panel off, and then, yeah, because that panel, this has to come off before this one can come out. So let me get the other side, the other clips off, and then we'll start working our way across the front. So sorry in advance, I noticed that my finger was in the clip of the last one. I'm trying to film and do stuff at the same time, but pretty much we're gonna go ahead and try to get our pry tool in here without wrecking the weather stripping. And then we're gonna work our way all the way across. So like for that one, for example, if you get your pry tool under there, it should pry up pretty easy. There you go. That's all the force it took. So I'm gonna get those all the way across the front, and I'll lift it up. After that, we are gonna have to pull this piece off over here, which actually I might do that now. So let me actually show you what one of the pieces look like off of the car, if I can find it. So these little pieces go right, I think this is that's the passenger side. I think. Yeah. So this is the passenger side. So as you can tell, there's a little clip, and these just push down in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove both of those. You just have to be careful not to damage your paint or your windshield. And then I'm gonna go ahead and work on the clips on the front, and then I'll show you what the clips underneath of it look like so you don't break them. Okay, so once you pop the fronts off, this is pretty much what you're left with. I'm gonna have to sweep under there. There's a clip right here that has to come out on both sides. I'll have to get in there, but a little tip for the front, I actually used a pair of needle nose pliers to squeeze all these clips together so they pop up out easier. You can't really see, yeah, right there. So there's the clip. So I'm just gonna go underneath there with my pry tool and just be careful not to break the windshield or break any of those clips. So I'm gonna, like I said, I definitely want to save the clips off this one. I'm gonna try to put them in the other one since somebody had already broke them, but let me go ahead and pull this off and we'll see what it looks like underneath, and I'll get all this cleaned up. So I kind of figured with that clip, it's easier if you pull down on it a little bit, and then it looks like the clips actually just popped out, but I'm gonna pop those clips out and put them in the other one. But as you can tell, all that needs swept, and it would be a good time to make sure that none of your drain holes and stuff in the wiper cowl are blocked. So let me get this swept up and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll start reassembling. So I swept under there. I cleaned up as much of that dirt as I could. I don't want to clean the bottom of the windshield yet because I still need the marks for where the wipers are. I went ahead and pulled out any plugs that were left over, and I put those back in there. So I'm going to start with reassembling. I'm going to put this up, and then we'll start working our way through putting the rest of it together. All right, so I pushed everything back in. The only bad thing is it's from messing with it. This piece came up still better than the other one. You can see how far the other one came up. So I guess I'm gonna have to try to glue that down. I needed to clean under there anyway, but I was hoping that that piece wouldn't be sticking up. So next up, we're going to get the corner pieces and then the little tiny windshield pieces. I'm gonna look back here and see what I have and pick the best of whatever I have. I think I'm gonna end up using these. These are actually from the parts car. So let me get them put in, and then I'll start putting the clips in. Okay, so clips are back in. Little window pieces are back in. The only thing left now is the weather stripping up front, which I gotta figure out which one is better. It might be this one. I think I'm gonna end up taking this one. So let me get that put back on. I'll look at the wiper blades, or the wiper arms, see which one's better, and then we'll reattach those and I'll show you how to put new wiper blades on. Weather stripping's in. I went ahead and used the wiper arms that came with this car. Easy way to tell if you take the arms off, driver's side wiper is longer than the passenger side, so you can't really get them mixed up. Plus the contour of the arms, you can't really mess it up. So let me open the wiper blades and I'll show you how to take the old ones off, and then we'll put the new ones on. The company I always use is called Arrow. It's like an eBay company. However, you usually get a refill for it. So I've had this on I actually have them on my Impala. I've had them on the Trailblazer. They're on the truck. They were on my other Legacy. It's a really good company, so if you guys want to sponsor us, we would appreciate that. But let me finish this up. I got to pop the caps back on the wiper's arm, and like I said, it sucks that that little piece is sticking up. I might have to try to glue it. I've tried to push it down, but it's still better looking than what it was, and I got to clean under there. So I had to do this for the Legacy because the wiper, I guess, motor, the bushings in it were so shot that the wiper arms were going off of the windshield. So I had a parts Legacy, and I took the other wiper assembly. Neither parts car or this one is bad, so I'm not worried about swapping the motors over. But let me get the caps on there, and I'll show you what to do for the wiper arms. So there's what the box looks like. There's what the wipers look like. Of course, the green strip's just a protector. But these are the refills that I was talking about. And they're really actually easy to get off too. So, but as far as the car, lift the driver's side. There's a tiny clip right there. You could see it. Might not be able to do this with one hand. Once you push that little tiny clip in, it should be able to just slide down. Again, I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Let me put the camera down real quick, and I'll show you what the arm looks like once it's off. So you actually can see all the stuff on the hood. Couldn't get it with one hand. But these, that's why I'm replacing these. You know, they're over 5 years old. Who knows how old they were before that. But I do gently put the arm down whenever I don't have a wiper on there, just so it doesn't break it. But lift it up, it should look like that. And then for these, of course, the cap just lifts off the back. And then I'll try to do this with one hand. This slides in there like, well, hold on, I might have to put the camera down. Sorry, I was actually going the wrong way. So it goes up in there like that, and then you'll want to pull till you hear a click. There you go. And then once that's done, snap that and pull the green strip off. And then repeat for the other side. And then I'm gonna test these here in a minute just to make sure that the wiper arm alignment is good, since I've had these off. But that's pretty much it. I still have the rear wiper to do. I'm probably not gonna do that today because I don't have time. But one of the other things that I got in this week was the suspension rebuild kit for the front. It is Detroit Axle. I've used their parts a lot before, and I really like, for what you pay for it, I really like it. But stuff like that, like the strut hat, I assume, strut bearing up top. So the other struts on the other car look a whole lot better than these. So I will be pulling the struts off the other car here soon, and then probably going to do the headlights and fog lights next. And then I need to see what else is wrong with it. I did learn that sway bars are different on these cars. I know everybody said suspension-wise everything is the same, but mine is a lot flatter than that. And I think the reason is with the 2.5i's, the exhaust routing is different with these since they're turboed. So I'm going to have to pull the bar off and see how bad it is. I might see if I can just find a Legacy GT one. But just a small update. I'm going to get the other wiper blade on and finish this video up. So thanks again for watching. This is a short video. It's an easy video. And obviously, if you're just changing wiper blades, you don't have to go through all the hassle that I did. However, I wanted to cosmetically make this car look a little better. So thanks for watching. If you got any comments, message below, and subscribe and like the video.